Welcome to Vegas Circle Podcast with your hosts, Paki and Chris. We are people who are passionate about business, success, and culture, and this is our platform to showcase the people in our city who make it happen. On today's podcast, we're going to be exploring the inspiring journey of an entrepreneur who has made his mark across various industries, and now he's taken on the role as North Las Vegas Ward 2 Councilman, who's won the most votes currently. We're welcoming to the circle entrepreneur Robert Twixx Taylor, man. So welcome to the circle, brother.
How you doing?
Yeah,
Hey, guys. What's going on, Paki, Chris, my guys?
Appreciate you, man. So first, shout out to Abdul, man, for connecting us, man.
Shout out to Abdul Adim. That's my brother from
Great
another
dude.
mother. You know, great guy, great energy, smart. Congratulations to his son.
Yeah.
Just going to college to play ball.
Yeah.
I
One
love
of
the
the top
family.
players.
Yes,
Yeah.
one of the top players in the state, period.
Yeah. I was just telling Chris, he's like one of the McDonald's All-American,
Yes.
my understanding.
Whew.
Yeah, I just met him. So, but let's jump right in, man. Okay. So your entrepreneur journey spans just various industries, right? So from barbershops to tattoo shop, you know, photography, promotion events, I think is how you and Abdul connected. But what inspired you to kind of get into this business and business ownership? Like what was kind of the entry of getting involved?
Great question. So my mother and father weren't entrepreneurs, right? Okay. But my dad did sell life insurance.
Okay.
And what I learned was the only time he would get excited is when he would sell someone life insurance. And it wasn't the money. It was the fact that he said it came from his mind and his mouth and his heart.
Okay.
Like he would literally wake me up sometimes. Like, hey, wake up, let me show you. He would show me the check, and he would say, hey, son, I went to Pahrump 3 times just to talk to this family so I can get life insurance. He said the money's good, but now when someone passes away, you know, they don't have to go do car washes. They don't have to ask their family for money. Sure. And me seeing that, like, that's his joy. And I wanted that type of joy in my life. So I think that kind of like led me on to get that feeling of my mind, my mouth, and my heart. You know what I mean?
That's what's up, man.
And what was like your first foray into business? So what was your first, business that you kind of kicked off, started, and how did that kind of process go?
So great question. The first time I got paid was 4th grade to DJ at C.C. Cox Elementary.
Okay.
So I was always the rapper. I've been rapping, like, I'm 46. So
never guessed that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. So my sister and brother used to rap and dance and all those things, right? So I'm emulating them, but they're 6 and 7 years older than me.
Oh, okay.
So because of that, I started young on everything I did. And because of that, like, you remember in elementary, they would have the announcements in the morning, like, boom,
Sure.
the morning announcement.
Yep.
So I always did the morning rap for the holidays. So if it was Christmas, they'll be like, and we have the Christmas rap by Robert Taylor.
Oh, that's good.
Right?
Gotcha.
So because of that, my 4th grade year, C.C. Cox, my teachers asked me, she said, hey, the dance is coming up, can you DJ? And I'm like, I don't know how to DJ. She said, but you can rap. I said, yes. She said, that means you could DJ. She's like, and you get paid $20. I'm like, well, I'm in.
Especially at that age, man.
Especially at that, 20 bucks is like 1,000.
Yeah, 1,000. That's like 2,000 back then, for real, man. So you started Fatum All Barbershops,
yes,
right?
Sir.
And so is that like the franchise model?
So it turned to a franchise, yes, sir.
Okay.
I started at the age of 23. Shout out to House of Fades. I got hired at House of Fades first.
Okay.
And then when House of Fades was doing a pivot, moving their locations, that's when I had the money saved up to buy another car. At the time, it was 99, bling bling was out, everybody's wearing jewelry and stuff.
Got it.
So I was going to cash out my 3rd car without owning a house. Was ridiculous, right? So once they pivoted and had to change to another location, there was a 3-month span to where we had to cut it home. And during that 3-month span, I said, instead of me buying a 3rd car without owning a home or a business, let me take this money towards this car I'm going to purchase and get my first barbershop, which is 300 East Lake Mead, Fatum Mall Barbershop in North Las Vegas, 500 square feet.
Wow. Yeah.
That's pretty exciting.
Where'd you get the mindset to know you wanted to buy a house? I mean, because most people you would think is now. Everything is now. But you had a plan, obviously. So
I feel like the plan for the house came too late. I should have got the house first.
Okay.
I got the house when I was 25. I got the barbershop when I was 23.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
I
follow you now.
Yeah, I was saying,
I misunderstood you.
Yeah, I had 2 cars without a house.
I misunderstood you.
And I think it's important to say that, especially as a black man, to say, I had 2 cars, but I didn't own a house, and now it's ridiculous, right? And I was about to buy my 3rd car without owning a house.
1,000%.
And thank God I bought a business instead of that 3rd car, which changed the trajectory of my life.
Yeah, that's a big deal, especially that young, to be able to start studying an entrepreneurial journey like that. You're, starting to. And how did you learn how to get that process? Being 23, having the money is one thing, but going through the processes, getting the licenses, just getting clientele. Like, how did that kind of work through that?
Great question. So with that, me being a barber already, once you're a barber, you're already your own business person, right? To a point.
Yeah,
right.
Very what do they call it? Are you a what's the term?
Independent contractor. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Independent contractor. Yep. So because of that, I already knew the business of me and my clients. I knew how many clients I had, et cetera, right? What I didn't know was this is one of the biggest secrets that your boss won't tell you or the owner won't tell you. Sometimes you'll make more money doing it yourself than working for them. Mm-hmm. So the shop I used to work for did 22%, as in whatever I made, they got 22% of, right? At that time, that was about at least $1,000 a month I was paying them booth rent, right?
Got you. Yep.
Now, well, 80 to 1,000 a month I was paying a month. My first barbershop was 500 square feet, $1 a square foot. So that's $500 a month.
Oh, so you're actually saving money by going to open up your own
By
spot.
having your own independent
Yes.
spot. Yeah.
So because of that, I didn't even plan on having barbers. I'm like, by myself, I'm already winning. But as soon as I had to add more chairs because you got to show the bar board, your setup.
Yeah.
So I have 5 chairs. I'm already 1 chair, so I have 4 other chairs. So as soon as I was telling people, yeah, I'm getting my own barbershop, other barbers like, oh, I'm working at your shop. I'm like, for real? I didn't know how to hire anyone. Right?
But you have the relationships and
Right.
the energy. You got a great energy.
And that's
Yeah.
how it works. So 2 years later, I expanded my barbershop. Year after that, I got a salon. Year after that, I got a nail shop, then Fade 'em All West, then Fade 'em All 3, then Fade 'em All Centennial, then Fade 'em All University, then Fade 'em All Summerlin, Ivory Salon. And it just kept going and kept going.
So so if I wanted to buy, say Chris and I wanted to buy a Fade 'em All, you sell those franchises out now?
So I don't do it like Trump does when it's just a name. What I do,
Gotcha.
and no knock on
Yeah,
him,
I get
but
it.
that's what
I
he
get
does.
it.
He
Yeah,
does
yeah.
licensing.
Yeah.
Like a marketing.
Yeah.
Right.
man.
What I
Yeah.
do is first I got to make sure that we're in the same mindset, because my barbershop is no rigmarole, no profanity, So I got to make sure we're in the same mindset first. Then with that, I'll let you know how much it costs to get the shop, and I'll be your partner. So I'm not selling it as just a franchise. I'm doing it as a partnership
Oh, makes sense.
because I want you to succeed. It's not about me just making money. It's about you succeeding and I'm succeeding, because smiles make money.
I 1,000% agree. And not only that, you had the knowledge and you know literally what the blank canvas is on how to actually build it.
Yes, sir.
So that's awesome, man.
Thank you.
So talk about, I know when we sat down and had coffee, the tattoo shop, right?
Yes, sir.
If I remember correctly, so were you the first person to open a tattoo shop? It was in North Las Vegas? Or I remember wrong?
No, you're on point. You're getting there.
Okay.
So I'm the first Black-owned Black artist tattoo shop in Las Vegas.
So I wasn't sure. I couldn't remember.
And that was downtown at first on Merlin Parkway.
Oh, okay.
And then once
Okay.
North Las Vegas had changed their ordinance, see, a lot of people know this. North Las Vegas has had ordinances to where certain businesses were restricted. So that's why before 2008, you've never seen a tattoo shop in North Las Vegas, because it wasn't allowed
Up until 2008.
until 2008.
That's not that long ago.
It's not long ago at all.
That's crazy.
Right.
Pretty an outdated.
16 years?
Right.
16 years ago?
About-
Wow.
yeah. So because of that, once they allowed tattoo shops, started to have my tattoo shop on Maryland Parkway, I said, oh, this is a great time for me to move my tattoo shop from there to my first barbershop. So I'll have Fade 'em All Barbershop and Tat It Up.
Got it.
And
Okay.
that's when I ran against the speed bump of the city of North Las Vegas, because they denied my tattoo shop after they allowed tattoo shops to be there. And that's why I'm here right now talking about my councilman journey, because ever since then I've been focused on changing certain situations.
Just for getting punched in the face like we were talking
Yes,
about,
a few
right?
times.
So
Yes, sir.
Can you share a little bit of just kind of the adversity of the roadblocks, right? Like
Yes.
dealing with construction, dealing with a lot. I mean, unfortunately, we've turned into the cone capital, right?
Yes,
like
we
they
are.
say in Las Vegas, right? But can you share kind of, some of the things that you had to deal with to be able to deal with all those detours and be able to get back on, back on,
Yes,
on point, basically. Yeah.
So with that, my barbershop is right off the freeway exit. And that's why I got it, because it's off the freeway exit. And it was on a one-way street also, right? So they ended up shutting down the freeway for, if I'm not mistaken, around 3 months. But the street was shut down for like 6 months. So if you wasn't going to my barbershop, you would have to get off on Cheyenne exit. But if you want to go to my barbershop, you have to get off on Cheyenne and go through 2 other neighborhoods, literally neighborhoods, to get to my barbershop.
crazy.
Right, and all my barbers quit because of that.
Because they're frustrated.
It's frustrating. No
Yeah.
one was there. Like, all the businesses quit. They went out of business. But at the time, I had my other businesses and I was doing parties to be able to allocate money towards paying that rent there. And I'm the type of person where, I have to die before I stop. Every day I wake up, I'm ready to go. So
Yeah.
I'm there every day by myself. And I'm back then, Google wasn't good with maps.
Yeah.
So people couldn't get to my barbershop. And I remember a gentleman came to my barbershop after the mayor at the time said, "You're right, Robert Taylor. You should be what's the word? Financially taken care of."
To bless you for all the detour BS, basically.
Right. And she's
Got
like,
it.
"But it's not our fault. You have to talk to NDOT." And when the gentleman from NDOT came to my barbershop and he told me to pass out more flyers, I just took that as a slap in the face.
Yeah.
You know, and because of then, ever since then, I've been focused on city government, local government, and how can we run, you know, a better way.
Yeah, nobody realizes how disruptive that is. Well, I'm sure people do realize it, but there is no support for businesses. You know, they're paying their taxes, they're employing people, and they just get, you know, hit over the head with these. We're always under construction, all these detours, and trying to really, you know, get people, like you see with the F1 really impact a lot of people in Las Vegas.
F1 was paying the behind.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie, and I feel bad for a lot of the businesses.
And take that. So F1, at least everybody knows about that because it hindered a lot of people, right? It was just me. And I'm the young man who's trying to fight, so nobody really cared.
Yeah.
But now people are like, Twixx, I remember what you went through back then. That's what F1 is. Exactly.
Yeah.
I went through the same thing. It was just me and fighting the good fight by myself. But because of that fight, I'm here right now. So
that's awesome, man.
It all has a reason.
It's all got a reason. Yeah.
Yes,
Let's jump into that, man. So one thing, you know, Chris and I were talking about this earlier, right? And Tyus and my wife. Can you have all these businesses? Like, how can you keep all your life together and run for councilman? Because you in the streets every day knocking on doors. I mean, you share with me your schedule about how you're able to do it, but like, who are your partners to be able to keep the businesses running, and how do you make it all happen?
got you. So shout out to my managers at my shops.
Okay.
So right now, I have managers at my shop who pretty much it runs by itself because barbershops are pretty easy.
Sure.
That's why I like barbershops.
Sure.
And barbershops are one of those businesses to where you're not paying employees because they're independent contractors. They're paying to be there.
That's right.
So that makes it much easier also.
That's right.
They're not cash cows at all, right? But it's good, sustainable money where you constantly get it. As long as they're there and they're cutting hair or doing hair, you constantly get it. So that part isn't the hard part. The hard part is being busy already, and I am a community. I'm big in the community. You know, I'm big on the community. I'm big in the community. So the hardest part is trying to navigate my time with all the community service that I do with the barbershops while running. That's the hard part. But now I lost 60 pounds. You know,
I want to talk about it.
I feel really good. And because of that, I wake up super early. I go to bed around 9, 10 p.m. I wake up around 4 o'clock. And then before 9 o'clock, I get about 20 things done before then. So by the time it hits 10 a.m., you know, I'm good. And that's how I'm able to compartmentalize my time. And I think once people start doing that, like, your days become so much better.
Yeah.
Is that kind of why you like this business model? Because you see with the business, the barbershops, the tattoo shops, and the salons, they're all independent contract-oriented businesses.
Yes,
right?
sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Yes,
kind of
sir.
interesting. Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. It gives you a little bit more freedom to like be flexible.
Yeah,
It does.
Sure. For our listeners and just me included, what does a councilman do, right? For like,
Great question.
Like, what is it? You know,
So the duties of a councilman, pretty much all around in America, is planning and zoning, right, and ordinances. So as I mentioned earlier, that was an ordinance where they didn't have tattoo shops. So ordinance is like a law specifically set for that city.
Okay.
Right? But it can't be a law for the state because it's only for that city. So it's an ordinance. So the council comes up with different ordinances they have, right? And planning and zoning, for instance, let's just say this was Ward 2 in North Las Vegas, right? Which has, Ward 2 has about 79,000 people, right? So let's just say it has 200 businesses. So anytime someone goes to their business for business licensing, right? As your councilman, you know, I would be there to help your business and not hinder it, right?
Love this conversation.
Right,
Yeah,
and not
yeah.
hinder it. And if you need a special use permit, you would go to planning and zoning first. They would have to say yes to it. And then you would go to the council, which I would be the council member. I would look at it. I would ask you the good questions. You know, you give me tangible answers on why you want this business. And then I would deny or approve that business. But the difference of me and other councilmen and councilwomen is me being a small business owner. Unlike the time when I had my business and none of them were, I understand how it is to operate, to be a small business owner. So I have the back of all small business owners who hire more than 53% of the working force in America. So if you are hindering small business owners, you are hindering us, everyone.
Yeah.
So
100%.
With that being the case, that's the whole job of the councilman. Why is it that some would want to hinder it? Because why would they decline a business for the you know, there's really just a curious situation to be in. Like if you're trying to grow specifically North Las Vegas, right? Where they really are trying to compete in a lot of senses with the business development of Las Vegas, but you don't get as much exposure. You would think you want more small business in that area.
You would think so.
Yeah, very, very interesting dynamic.
But here's the thing also, a lot of people don't know, and I'll say it on the record, the council role in Las Vegas and North Las Vegas is a part-time position. So even though, of course, we all get paid, it's labeled as a part-time position. You only have to go to one meeting a month. Right now, usually you only have to go to one meeting a month. Now, most council members are on different like the housing board. And,
Okay, got
yeah,
it.
so you will be a part of boards and stuff, right?
Sure.
So I think the problem is sometimes council members literally think that in their head it's a part-time position, so they're not doing their real due diligence when it comes to looking at the different planning and zoning and approving things. They're like, no, we don't want that, or we do. Versus taking it serious because it's people's lives.
100%.
I'm running because it's people's lives and the productivity from the city I'm born and raised in. You know,
I love about when we first sat down is you don't want people to experience what you experienced
At
too,
all.
being a business owner.
Yes, sir.
And like, I'm glad you're running, but also the frustration like we've had. I mean, we've had this podcast for almost 6 years, and everybody we've interviewed is business owners. And one of the things they always talk about is the challenges of getting permits, getting business license. I remember we probably pissed a lot of people off because it's like, why is it so hard, right? Like,
So
why is it
hard.
and why is it so expensive?
right.
So that's the other thing. Is that something that you're trying to figure out?
Yes, I want to look into
or not
that.
figure out, but you know
But
what I'm
yeah,
saying. Like,
definitely, because some things are unfair. For instance, if you have a barbershop in the city of Las Vegas, right?
Okay.
Your plumbing fee would be about $400 a year. So for every sink you have, it's $400 a year.
Oh, wow, I didn't
right?
know that was a thing.
But that's cheap compared to a bar. With a bar, it's around $2,600 a year for each sink. And a
kind
barbershop.
of sinks? We got gold sinks. What
Yeah.
And think about this: barbershops and salons use much more water than a bar does. So why is it more
1000%.
money? It's
Yeah.
more money because the average person who owns a bar is a millionaire.
Oh yeah,
The average-
liquor's.
So to me, but that's still unfair though.
Yeah, like that's
Because it's still prejudging. You're prejudiced. When people think of prejudice, you think of negative connotations.
Yeah.
Prejudice means prejudging. You're prejudging the business owner to make a certain amount of money. So because of that, now you're charging that person a different fee than everyone else, and that's not right.
And because if
Things like that.
And that makes it more
That's
likely for that
crazy.
bar to not be successful, especially right off the bat. You're having to pay these fees, and you're not even generating any income at that point.
Exactly.
So that just seems unfair because the whole point of politics is for consistency, right?
Yes, sir.
And laws are for everything to be on a basis. So that just makes it really that's very terrible to hear.
Yeah.
Yes.
I did not even know that. That's a new one for me.
Yes, sir. I can keep going. I know a million.
No, that's
of
what,
them.
yeah, that's what
But-
I wanted to get into. No, because it's nice because people don't know what's really behind the curtain.
Right.
You know what I mean? We need people like yourself to be able to say, hey, this is the real.
Right.
This is what we're really dealing with. You know, and I'm glad we were able to sit down and kind of discuss a little bit. But youth, youth is big for all of us sitting at the table. What's your plans for the youth, right? Because the education is tough,
Yes.
obviously in Vegas, right? I don't even know what number we're at right now. I always hear between 48th and 49th every year. I don't even know what North Las Vegas is. But what is your plan to kind of help empower the youth here?
All right, listeners, let's take a break from our podcast to talk about something really exciting that's been a game changer for us. It's Magic Mind Productivity Shot.
You guys got to check out Magic Mind. I've added it to my daily routine. I'm not drinking coffee like I used to, and I feel way more focused, more than I ever had before.
And not only is it an energy boost, they have their own magic formula, which includes organic matcha, nootropics, adaptogens, which really help enhance your productivity and cut down your to-do list, as well as not give you those mid-afternoon jitters.
So for all our Vegas Circle listeners, if you're looking to change your daily routine without compromising, definitely check out Magic Mind.
And you can do that by going to www.magicmind.com/vcircle and use promo code VCircle to get 20% off your order.
So for our listeners, let's get back to the podcast.
I'm a part of the SOT board. The SOT board is a board that's actually the assembly made it a law to where every high school has an SOT board. So it's kind of like the PTA, but on another level.
Okay.
So I'm the vice chair of Canyon Springs High School's
Awesome.
SOT board. So once a month we meet on a Zoom, and when it comes to proms, homecomings, as a community servant and a parent, we talk about what we can do for the kids. So one, I'm big with safety for our children. My son, Israel Taylor, he was with the young man that got killed at Canyon Springs years ago. That's one of his closest friends. Rest in
Sorry
peace.
to hear that, yeah.
And my son would hang out with him after school every day, right? And then my son would walk home, and his friend would I think his friend would get picked up or something, right? Well, same thing. My son left him, said bye, and then these gentlemen came to the school, tried to fight him. The kids protected themselves, and they literally killed him on the campus.
Damn.
So because of that, that's why I joined the SOT board. But when it comes to a broad spectrum of what I want to do is give these kids hope. For over 20 years, every high school, junior high school, elementary, who asked me to come speak to them, I've been a keynote speaker, career day, and I give my time to give hope. Because these kids, if they don't have hope, they are hopeless. And nothing else matters.
I agree.
And me growing up in North Las Vegas, I love the city of North Las Vegas, but I've never seen anyone who looks like me who came to any of my schools speaking life into me. And because of my different business ventures and because of my positive attitude, I believe that it is good to have more of us in these schools to talk to our children, to give them an idea, oh, I could be that. And I always say, you'll be better than me.
Yeah.
Not just you could be me. You could be better than me. You will be better than me. You know, and that right there leads to hope, and that leads to different opportunities. I want to start a thing called the pipeline, to where the seniors in high school, I want to get 3 seniors from each high school in my ward. So Canyon Springs, Cheyenne, and Mojave, to where I'll have the principal choose 3 different, hopefully young men, right? Because, the men are doing the worst versus our young ladies. And then team them up with the fire department, tag them up with the police department, or someone in the trade.
Community.
Yeah, in the
I like
community
that.
with trades, electrician, plumbing, or barber, beauticians, business owners. That way, for sure, we know these kids are being looked at. And now the next year, when they're 19 and 20 and they're starting to be successful, other kids will look up to them, start emulating them. Because kids follow the popular kids. It's on us as the adults to hone the popular kids, to make them positive popular kids. Because once they're negative popular kids, the other kids will follow that also.
I love that you're talking about this, like specifically because I had hoop dreams, right? Like being from Chicago, I thought I was going to go to the NBA, whatever. You had that mindset. But we need more people with trades. We need more doctors. We need more engineers. You know, people in property management, real estate. That whole setup. So it's great that you're given an opportunity and even being able to share with them. Literally, this is what I've been able to do. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about the homeless situation. Right?
Yes.
We got a really bad homeless situation.
Yes, sir.
What's the plan for you? Just maybe a snippet on what you would plan to do, in North Las Vegas with the homeless scenario we're dealing with, which is very challenging.
Very challenging. So right now, what I've learned from what I'm seeing is kind of like a tug of war situation, because where you could say ground zero is, where we have the most misplaced and homeless people, it's on the borderline of Las Vegas and North Las Vegas. So it's constantly usually, like pushing them here, pushing them there, pushing them here situation.
That's what you see everywhere. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Versus just, first we have to figure out who is able to get back in the job market, right?
Correct. Yep.
Who has mental problems, right? And who just doesn't care. Because a lot of people don't know that we are in a right to fail nation. You have a right to fail. So if you want to be homeless, that you could be homeless. Not saying that means you're failing, but as in you have the right to do that.
Yeah.
Right? So some people don't want help. One of my mentors, who was very successful in the music industry, had a lot going on, money, Corvettes, beautiful women, all, et cetera, things that as men would deem successful, end up being homeless. And for years, he passed away now, but for years, I would try to, motivate him to get back in, music or something. And he stopped me once. He said, Robert, I want to be homeless. He said, you keep trying to cure me, but there's no cure for what I want to be.
That is wild. Yeah.
He said, and he said, you guys always talk about helping the homeless out and giving out money. He said, a lot of homeless people have never slept on a bed in years. He said, so if you want to help a homeless person out, don't give them money. He said, go down where he would stay at some time, the shelter. It costs a few dollars to have a bed or a mattress. He said, you guys go down there and just pay for mattresses. That way they can sleep comfortable one night. I'm like, wow. And
but he wanted to be homeless.
He wanted to be homeless.
I never heard that before.
And I'm saying this on purpose because I never heard that until I heard it. And I can't unring that bell.
That's deep.
And for your viewers who listen to this now, we're always trying to help something, but how can you help something that doesn't want to be helped? If they feel they're not in danger and that's how they want to live their life, that's why I say we got to separate and figure out who's who. Who wants to be like this? Okay, who wants to be there? Who wants help? Who wants to get back in the job market? So we have to do that first. Once you do that, automatically we'll help it out. But another big thing is we have a whole sheet of people who are about to be homeless. So the first thing we do is make sure these people, these individuals, if you notice, Las Vegas has a lot of new homeless people. And you can tell by looking at them. You're like, I can tell this is a new homeless family.
Yeah.
I see a family on Craig Road almost every day when I leave my barbershop. And other day I saw him, I told myself, next time I see him, I'm going to turn around and try to give him some money. And it's women, right? It's black women. I literally just saw them. I saw them. Oh, there they go. I was all happy I could try to help.
Yeah.
I made a U-turn. I pulled around. I got my truck. I said, hey, you ladies are always on Craig Road, right? The younger one answered yes. I think it was her mom. And she said, I don't even know now. And I said, okay.
Boss, yeah.
She's like, I don't even know now. And I said, it's okay. I took my money out. I said, I want your money. The daughter looked at her, and I'm like, no. I said, I know you're not asking for money. They had no signs.
Yeah.
Right? I just see a lot of luggage and stuff they're carrying every day. That's why I knew they was homeless, right? And the mother was like, I don't want anything, sir. And then it hit me. There I go again. There we go again. Thinking that we're trying to fix someone. You know? Yeah. So when it comes to that, we have to figure out different resolution solutions. It's not just, oh, they're homeless. No, we got to figure out what do they want.
Yeah, and set the foundation, try to help the foundation. Yeah,
and a lot of times you can see they're trying to avoid some of those pressures. When you're forcing the pressures on them of doing things that they don't want to do, it's almost like you're reinforcing their want to be in that situation versus trying to help them.
I'm an NPR nerd, so sorry seeing another station, but I'm an NPR nerd because it gives you statistics, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And when I was running for mayor 2 years ago, I'm listening to NPR News, and they said they did a survey, and they said only 2% of mayors in the nation believe that they could cause a positive effect towards homeless. And I was like, well, only 2%.
Oh, that's wild.
And I was like, wow, I feel proud because even though I was running for mayor, I wasn't a mayor, I knew that I was focused on trying to help the situation. So I would be part of that 2%, right? So right after that, I did a tour at the same place downtown where, not downtown, but North Las Vegas downtown area where everyone's at for the homeless population. So I went down there and I talked to the woman who ran the center. And I'm like, when I saw it, it was much nicer than I thought it was. Like, it was really nice inside there. From the outside, you would think it's bad, but it's like really nice inside. And I'm like, why there isn't more people inside here and they're outside on Main Street? She said, because we have rules in here. And the people on Main Street don't like rules. A lot of them don't.
Yeah.
That's why they're homeless. She said that's an everyday struggle for us because we have a curfew at a certain time. We have this, and a lot of people don't want rules. She said our hardest problem is trying to give people rules who don't want rules but help them at the same time.
Can't do it.
I was like, that makes so much sense. And there we go again, thinking we could just help out the homeless situation. No, it's much more complex and perplex than you ever could imagine.
Yeah, because the solution is always, let's build more homes. Let's do more of this. But that usually is not the solution.
Right.
You touched a little bit about mentorship, right?
Sir.
You know, Vegas Circle, always talk about who's in your circle, right? Would you be able to share, like, who's impacted your circle, you know, and what they've done to be able to make that impact?
Definitely. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, one of my mentors that passed away, I expressed, who was homeless, David Bowie.
Okay.
And not David Bowie, but David Bowie. But he's still a
David
musician
Bowie.
also.
Got it.
He was one of my first mentors. You know, that's why it hurt me so bad when he was homeless because I saw him, you know, in his glory days. My sister, Alicia Taylor, she's a mortgage mogul. She was born in Tulsa, but came to Las Vegas like 8 months later. So she's,
So she ain't from Vegas, basically. It sound like a shot.
She's raised but not born.
Yeah. It sound like a shot.
Because I always say
Sound like a
I'm the
shot.
person born in Vegas. She's like, I was a few months old.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's definitely a mentor of mine. She's my financial advisor. She's the only one I trust when it comes to money.
That's
you
what's
know, who else? Frank Hawkins. McCurdy Sr., William McCurdy Sr., he's an amazing campaign manager, but an amazing man in general. Paulie Mack. I have a few people, and everyone's different. They're all like, you know, it takes a village. It takes a village of mentors also because you learn something from everyone. My mother and father first. My father passed away. He was the most intelligent man I ever knew in my life. My dad was a really, really, really intelligent person. He watched Jeopardy and get every question right.
Oh, man.
I haven't met anyone who could do that yet.
Built different. Yeah.
You know, so he was a different type of person. And because of this, I was the youngest. I was able to see all these different people, my brother, all these different people with different skills. And I just emulated each skill that I liked.
That's what's up. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. So for business advice, right, you being a business owner, you running for councilman, trying to grow the business market right here. What's one nugget you would share for somebody that right now that maybe is on the fence, right, trying to decide, hey, do I want to invest this money like you did with not buying a car, whatever the scenario could be? But what would you share with them, you know, or maybe they want to get into politics on the other side to it too.
So I do business and I do politics.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay.
So I would say this for the business aspect. Just know this. Know that people work hard for their money, right? And just because you open up your business, your family and closest friends will not support you like you think. Because why? You haven't showed them you're a winner. And that sounds bad, but let's be real because we don't have time to lie to people, right? At the end of the day, people only bet on the team that they believe that's the winning team. People have to see you win so many times for them to be like, okay, that's a winner. Your business is the same way. If you open up a bakery, they're not going to just come because it's you. They want to hear how good it is.
Yeah.
They want to constantly hear how good it is first. They're going to check your Yelp reviews and all those things first. So just know you have to prove so many times that you are a winner in your business for people to contribute and support you. So don't take it personal. Just know it's an uphill battle. But once you're on top of the hill, you're on top of the hill. Then you bring others up with you. That's on the business aspect. On the political aspect, just know this. When it comes to politics, people who are elected officials, they're regular people.
Love that.
We're all special. Everybody just doesn't know it. Once again, we're all special. Everyone just doesn't know it. So with that being said, they're the people that's representing your classroom. Think of your ward, your area, your city, your state as a classroom. And you guys are picking the student president for your classroom, right? Now, if you want to be in politics, are you able to represent your classroom? Meaning men, women, all races, all backgrounds. Can you represent them? Because if you can't, you shouldn't be the leader for that classroom.
I agree.
And that classroom needs to know who you are. That's why I knocked on doors.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Because your classroom needs to know you are so much to where when they try to come and make you look bad when you're running against another classroom,
no, that's real.
They can speak up for you. And like, no, we know his or her personality. Right?
That's real.
So that's very important. And I think this, when people say, I'm not in the politics, yes, you are. Because when you're following laws made by who? Politicians.
Yeah.
And if you break the law, you go to jail. You're going to jail because you broke the law made from who? Politicians.
That's real.
So every day in America, you are following government and you are abiding by policies. So don't act like, I don't care about, yes, you do.
When it's impacting your life.
It's impacting your life.
Yeah.
Taxes you pay on the drinks, the gas, everything you do, it has to do with local government. And who prints out money? Government. And you're working for what? Money. So at the end of the day, just know that it's much bigger than what you think it is, and you can be a part of it. And if you want change, instead of you complaining, like me, I could have been complaining, right? And my sister, she expressed to me, she said, Robert, it's an easy lawsuit, what happened with the city. I said, Alicia, if I win, I only win. And that's not a win for my people.
Yeah.
I said, if I run and I win, then I change what's happening, then it's a win for all the people who are like me, who want to be a business owner. And that changes everything. Yeah. So you got to be focused, steadfast, and be serious.
That's what's up. Yeah. That's great, man. I like how you're breaking that down, man. Just transition a little bit, pivoting a little bit with you. Being from Vegas, we always ask everybody this. What's your favorite restaurant in Vegas?
Yeah. I just changed my whole diet. Okay.
That's probably what I need.
I just changed my entire diet. So shout out to Ella M's. I used to love Ella M's all the time. Okay. Soul Foods on Craig. Shout out to Grits Cafe.
Grits Cafe.
But now, But now I pretty much eat healthy.
Yeah.
You know,
you eat real clean.
I eat clean, and I eat once a day. Yeah. So with that, I might go to tropical smoothie. Besides that, you know, I'm at home now. I never cooked until now. I never cooked until this time of my life where I'm trying to eat healthy. Because the healthier you try to eat, the more you realize it's not a lot of places that are healthy.
No.
To
you're
eat.
looking at the stuff in the background, you're like, what's going on in here?
Right. So mainly, I'm at home just putting stuff together.
That's what's up. Yeah. But you eat once a day.
Once a day.
We were just talking about that earlier. Yeah. That's awesome, man.
Once a day.
I could talk to you all day, man. Your energy is contagious.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
What do you want to leave us out on? Anything that we forgot about, or what's next up, right? Because we have the primaries coming up in November.
Yes.
So what would you want to leave us out on? What we should pay attention to?
Got you. So I just ended up being number one in the primaries, 3 of us.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So now I'm going to the general. So the general is the actual presidential election. So in the primary, a lot of people don't vote in the primary because a lot of people don't understand what the primary is about. Real quick on that so people get it, because I didn't understand until I ran for mayor. The primary, anyone could run, the classroom scenario.
Sure.
In the primary, if you have 40 students in a classroom, 20 could run, right? But the class is only going to pick the top 2 for the general.
Got it.
So 20 could run, 18 to be eliminated in that number scenario, right? Now the general, imano, you're picking the number 1 to be the representative of your classroom, of your city, of your ward, of your state, et cetera, right?
Got it.
So now I'm in the top 2 in the classroom, which is my ward 2 in North Las Vegas.
Got it.
Now I'm number 1 out of the 2. Going against an incumbent, which is really crazy, right?
Because of the most votes.
Because of the most votes,
okay.
Right? I won by 47 votes.
Wow.
That's how much votes matter.
Wow.
So I'm winning by 47 votes.
It
just counted. So with that being said, the general is in November, which is the presidential election, right? So now when people go vote for their president and everyone down the ballot, I'm on that ballot if you live in my area. So I hope that you vote for me if you live in Ward 2. If you don't live in Ward 2, let your friends know, hey, I saw this podcast with Robert Twixx Taylor. He's a good guy. Vote for him, because my platform is community, commerce, and change. I'm from the community. I'm a business owner. I understand commerce. And the simple fact that I'm bringing this energy to the table, and I have a plethora of ideas to bring more money to North Las Vegas and things for our children to do so it's less crime, and to add more police officers, community-oriented police. That's part of the change. And that's why I'm the clear choice for North Vegas Ward 2 Council.
And how do you know what ward you're in? Just people who want to find out if they're a person representing you.
Great question.
Yeah.
Let me say this. Is that a camera right there?
Yeah. Get right on.
Let me say this, camera.
Yeah.
When I was running, while I'm running right now, people say, "What ward? I don't know what ward I'm in." That's not your fault. Because guess what? If your councilman or councilwoman was doing a good job, you would know what ward you in.
Yeah.
You would know the ward you're in because you're like, they're doing such a great job.
Yeah.
So one, you'll know when I'm the councilman, right?
Yeah.
But two, you can look it up. You can go to cityofnorthlasvegas.com and there's maps. You could type in Ward 2 maps of North Las Vegas. You could type in Las Vegas Ward maps.
And
then
you'll
you'll
be able to
see
know.
it
Yep.
because there's no signs. And that's something else I'll let the cat out the bag. When we do win for council, I have this plan to put on the polls actual numbers to let you know what wards you're in while you're driving. Ward 1. Ward 2. Yeah. So at least now you already know.
It makes sense. It does. Everybody wants to know because I would never have known. Right?
I wouldn't have known either.
And Chris, let me give you a little quick one too also. A lot of people don't know this either. When I ran for mayor, I did this. Everybody's like, I never knew that. Do you know the difference of being in Las Vegas and North Las Vegas just by driving?
No.
I thought the signs changed though, don't they? The color?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember seeing it. I paid attention to that.
North Las Vegas, the signs are blue.
Yeah, they changed.
Las Vegas, the signs are green.
Okay.
A lot of parts of Henderson, they're brown.
Yeah, I learned that from my driving through.
Yep. But these are the neighborhood signs. So all the main streets are green for the city of Las Vegas. But all you got to do is look into the neighborhood. And if it's blue, you're in North Las Vegas.
I did not know that.
Attention. Okay, good stuff, man.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
stuff, man.
We're all about the education over here.
We dropping gems.
Entertainment.
Yeah, entertainment. Yeah, dropping gems, man. Where can people reach out to you at, man, for your social handles and all that good stuff? Yeah.
Got you. You know what? Go to my personal Instagram page.
Okay.
You know, that's more fun. Go to @VegasTwixx. That's Vegas with Twix with 2 X's.
Okay.
You can email me at roberttaylor4nevada@gmail.com. That's roberttaylor4nevada@gmail.com. You can go to my website at roberttaylor4nevada.com. Or you could call me at 702-355-8392.
You know, out there.
I'm for the community.
Set him up. It's all going to blow up, man.
Yep. Or just Google Fade 'em Up Barbershop. Or just Google Robert Twixx Taylor. Okay, we'll do all that.
Well, support this man. He's doing some great things in the community, man. I support you, and I'm glad we got a chance to sit down with you and pick your brain for the short period, man. But check us out at vegascircle.com and support us, man. Subscribe, man.
I'll be back after we win.
Yeah, that was
Appreciate
good,
y'all.
man.
Have a good one.
That was really good.
Let's go.